Also, I can't move my feet at all because feet pay well on OnlyFans, and I don't want to just give you guys freebies.
So who cares? Why not do your own thing and let them say what they want?
What's up, guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be doing the Overthinker's Guide to Philosophical Quotes. I know a lot of these quotes are taken out of context, and I have not read like full texts of most of these philosophers, but I thought it would be fun to go over quotes that I generally agree with and then use my overthinker brain to kind of just screw with them and give kind of like alternative meanings for them, or just break them down and talk about ways in which they possibly could not be true or simply could be misused. This is just something I thought of a while back, and I couldn't find the exact post that I wanted to do it on because it was a post on Instagram, a carousel with a bunch of different posts, and I thought it would be cool to go through the whole carousel of like 10 quotes and do it that way, but instead I'm just on the philosophy quote, which is one of the pages that I follow. There's also a Stoic page or two that I follow because I love Stoic philosophy, or at least the theory of it. You know, I've been trying to practice that for a long time, then my whole life got thrown a curveball that is like a totally new life basically, and now I'm trying to become Stoic in that life, which isn't as easy as my last life. So needless to say, if you've watched my channel long enough, you know I like philosophy, you know I like that kind of shit, and I think you guys liked the last video where I was sitting more like this and more intimate and stuff with you guys, so I thought I would do it again. Also, I can't move my feet at all because feet pay well on OnlyFans, and I don't want to just give you guys freebies, but you know, back there is my heel, and yeah. I also did something cool today in this pose for OnlyFans, which was suggested by the fans themselves, and I do love to please. So let's just go ahead and get into this. The first one is one I hadn't heard before I started looking today, and it's: no satisfaction based upon self-deception is solid, and however unpleasant the truth may be, it is better to face it once and for all, to get used to it, and to proceed to build your life in accordance with it. I actually really like this one. It's kind of along the lines of like, no one should be able to hurt you because you should already know all of the negative things that you don't like about yourself already, and you should have already faced them and come to terms with them. So like if someone says you're fat or you're stupid or they don't like the way that you dress, like all these things where people are like, how can you take so much hate? Those shouldn't really affect you because at the self-actualization point in your life, you should already have come to terms with them, or they're just not true. But who's to say that self-actualization is better? A lot of people like actually being an individualist and all this kind of shit actually leads to a more unhappy life. So who's to say that it's better to not be deluded with the blue pill in La La Land and just think everything is amazing and just have an amazing life and then die? Who's to say? And obviously, once again, for anyone who's confused, I don't agree with the critique generally that I give after reading the quote. I just think it's kind of fun to fuck with it and think of things from a different perspective. And I also think that this could be a good exercise for people who aren't very good at seeing other people's points of view. It's very helpful in not hating someone when you can understand where they're coming from, even if you don't generally agree. Next one: destroy my desires, eradicate my ideals, show me something better, and I will follow you. Great, right? But who's to say that it's better? How can you actually quantify what's better? Is there even an objective reality? It might just fit your circumstance right now, and you might just want to think it's better, or it might be exactly what you think you need to hear, and then you're gonna follow this person like a sycophant? Like a little bitch fanboy? What are you doing? Some of these aren't gonna be as good. I'm just off the cuff on the fly here since I don't have the original post. I guess it must have been deleted. Age imprints more wrinkles on the mind than it does on the face, especially if you have Botox like I do. I have a very wrinkly, intelligent brain, but face, not so much. That was me trying to make angry faces. This is as angry as I can get. This is as surprised as I can get. I could be always angry, you have no idea. Anyway, that is not true for some people. Some people just be drinking, smoking, getting hella wrinkles, aging themselves, and then just stay stupid their whole lives. I actually kind of agree with my devil's advocate on this one. Not everyone gets more wrinkles on the brain than they do on the face. There are two tragedies in life. One is not to get your heart's desire, and the other is to get it. Wow, great. So it's basically a lose-lose. Life is just tragedy. I don't know how much I agree with this one, honestly. I think it's more of one of those taken out of context, romanticized, sounds good in theory ones, but isn't necessarily that deep and profound, at least in my opinion. You guys can tell me what you think it means, or give me the context from Man and Superman in 1903, because apparently George Bernard Shaw said this. But to devil's advocate, I would say some people not getting their heart's desire might actually be good, because sometimes people's heart's desire can lead them down a horrible route. Ergo, be careful what you wish for. So Kafka says, I think you should only read those books which bite and sting you. Basically meaning you're gonna grow if you read things that like hurt your sense of self or hurt you, because there's some kind of shit ringing true in there that you could learn from. Generally agree with this. However, I do think that most of the books that I've learned from or thought were kind of interesting, things like Thinking Fast and Slow, they don't really like hurt my feelings. They're just kind of like, ooh, interesting. So those can be valuable too. But that's not to say that if you spend your whole life only reading things that bite and sting you, that maybe you will learn more, because things that hurt you tend to imprint upon you more. And then you'll grow as a person. But then again, do you really even need to grow, or can you just fucking hedonistically live your life and enjoy it and not be one of these fucking lonely, intelligent people? Because statistically, the more intelligent you are, the more lonely you are, and the less understood you are. A Stoic quote: "To suffer without complaint is the only lesson we have to learn in this life." Oh man. I don't know about all that. I'm pretty happy when I complain. It's kind of cathartic, so sometimes complaining can be nice. It can feel good. It can set you on another path and clear your mind. I'm all for complaining sometimes, as long as the complaint cycle ends pretty quickly and then the action or stoic cycle after that is quick and longer. Like, I hate people who complain about things and do nothing about it. That's probably a big pet peeve of mine, and a lot of people probably. Post in the comments if you agree. Like the video if you agree. Dropping my mic off the table is one of the big annoyances of life. Happiness consists more in small conveniences or pleasures that occur every day than in great pieces of good fortune that happen but seldom to a man in the course of his life. 100% agree with this one. An instance of this would be what people say about, I think it was Jordan Peterson who might have said this, about a good relationship. Yes, he did. I probably won't be able to find the clip because it was a long time ago and it's like an abstract one. But he was saying the key to a good relationship between a man and woman is the little things, getting the little things right in the day. So like making sure he is told he's loved before he goes to work, making sure you guys have dinner together, just asking about the day, all of those little things. If you get those in order, then everything else is in order. And we all know that like grand gestures, the love bombing definitely doesn't mean as much as the daily respect and love that you give your partner in small doses to show that you care about them. However, sometimes a bitch needs to win $1 million or $50 million to set her life right. And up until a point, money can be the biggest comfort and solver of problems. And I say up until a point, so don't disagree with me on this, to mean like up to 100K where you just feel comfortable and safe and secure and have a house. Everything else probably brings more agony than it's worth. But of course I would go up to like maybe $1 million and just hope that the person is sensible enough to like save and make generational wealth for the future, for their kids. That's always great. But mo money, mo problems. Did I just contradict it and then contradict myself contradicting it? See, this is what my problem is. I can never make real decisions about what I want in relationships in life, or what is right and what is wrong and what boundaries I should set, because I can see things from every side and I'm like, I don't know which is right. I have the one that consists of how I feel, and then I have all the other ones that I also understand. Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we often win by fearing to attempt. This is basically like the you don't know unless you're gonna try, or like you might as well fail because you already failed if you don't try type of mantra, which I agree with. However, if you never try, you're never gonna be disappointed, so there's that. You cannot hope to build a better world without improving the individuals. This is true. However, you don't have any control over the individuals other than yourself, so this is kind of a moot point. Also, you could drastically change society somehow, like the government could just become totalitarian and then everyone will change in accordance because they're kind of forced to. So that's another way to look at it. I don't know. I don't really like this one because I don't like the whole activist-y thing, you know? All right, let's do like one or two more. To be trusted is a greater compliment than being loved. I agree with this. I think trust should be earned, and someone can just like love you and not really choose that. Like you didn't really earn it. It's just kind of like a feeling or like chemistry. But to be trusted is a logical choice that's hard to come by, that means you have done things right in the relationship. However, trust doesn't give you that warm and fuzzy feeling. It doesn't make that person go to war for you. A lot of people do some dumb shit for people that they only love and definitely do not trust. So maybe if you're gonna be a sociopath, it might be better to be on the end of the person who is loved. And let's do this last one. If your everyday life seems poor, don't blame it, blame yourself. I agree. If you can't find find happiness in everyday life, if you're constantly bored or complaining or nothing seems to be going right for you, unless it's like a short phase, but even then Stoics would say you should be making the best of it and nothing should phase you, it's probably your fault. It's probably your perspective. There are a few things we can control in life better than our perspective. I know it's fucking hard to do sometimes, but it might be a you problem if you're the common denominator. However, like I did mention in the beginning of talking about this quote, there are just some periods in life that suck. And that period might be gone quicker than you can acclimate to it. So, hey, fuck it. I hope you guys liked this. For me, this is like always something I do in my brain for everything. It's like an exercise in being able to see the other side of things, even though I wholeheartedly or very strongly opinionatedly agree with one of the sides. I still want to make sure I can see things from every angle and try to empathize. Even if I can't logically see where they're coming from, I can empathize with why they see it that way. I hope this was interesting to you guys and maybe kind of funny. If I misinterpreted any of these in your opinion, please let me know in the comments. And if you want me to do anything like this again, please let me know that as well. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video and subscribe. And now I'm going to do my best to get up to black out the camera without showing my boobies or my feet. Bye guys. See you next time.